And we're back with book club number 5, The Devil's Foundry by Argentorum. So The Devil's Foundry by Argentorum, we're just going to get the synopsis. How I learned to stop worrying and solve my problems with demons until demons stopped solving my problems. A snarky villain and heroic nemesis blow themselves up and land on a fantasy world. They find themselves faced with two prospects. Learn to cooperate and respect someone they've fought against for years, or be swept away by the powers that be, because pride always becomes before the fall. So, as is spoiled in the synopsis, we have a villain character and a hero character from a more supernatural setting fall into a more fantasy-lit RPG setting with the whole level up schema, which comes up in those more often. Our main story follows the villain here and how she slowly builds a following or a forge or a foundry as it comes up, so that she can advance technology levels so she can potentially get back home. That's kind of the overarching story, which is introduced really early into this book, and then we find that this is an interesting character. She meets interesting people. There's mild conflicts. There's political conflicts, which have now started coming up because as of the time of recording, we have 10 chapters. Oh, sorry, we have 24 chapters, not 10. My apologies. With a relatively consistent update schedule of every about 5 to 2 weeks. So about once every other week or once every week. Well written, decent sized chapters. Once again, found on Royal Road. I highly recommend the book. A very interesting way to take a look at the whole different perspective of, the isekai genre of falling into a new world. And it's an interesting development as the story goes on, and we have these interesting characters which build upon each other. You have different opinions. So very relatively early on in this book, we have the main character's lackey, and the hero, which is odd to say, but the antagonist from the main protagonist's old world. So this antagonist here has this very different opinion and set of values, but has similar basis in how she thinks the world works and how the protagonist thinks the world works, which is significantly different than the others. And then you have the main character's lackey, who is a native to this world, who has a very different set of values and perspectives, and how those are all communicated is done very well. So you feel invested in these characters as you go along. You feel invested in the very frou-frou attitude that the main character throws out every once in a while, and you feel invested in watching where these people are going and fighting their enemies. But as it is, with only 24 chapters, we're still relatively in the early stages. Nothing major has developed. No major story arc or storylines have developed yet, so we are still waiting for those. Highly recommend, once again, on Roll Road. I'll link the description below. If you have any comments once you guys read this, please put them in the comment section below, and hopefully have a good day.